A very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. I am Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Let us start with the headlines. GST Council raises hopes of rolling out new tax regime from July, approves the state GST and Union Territory GST bills to be sent to Cabinet for approval. Uttarakhand BJP legislature party meet today to choose the next chief minister of the state, swearing in to take place on 18th of March. Election Commission dismisses Mayawati and Arvind Kejriwal's claims of reliability of EVMs, assures machines are fully tamper-proof as ever. India takes up strongly matter of missing Sufi clerics with Pakistan. 2 clerics, including head priest of New Delhi's Nizamuddin Dargah, missing from Lahore. And US President pledges to appeal to the Supreme Court for his revised travel ban. 2 federal judges had halted the ban, calling it fundamentally flawed. First up, big story coming in from Uttarakhand, where the BJP legislature party will hold a meeting in Dehradun today in the presence of party central observers to discuss on who should be the next chief minister of the state. But the legislature party meeting will be held at 3 p.m. in the presence of central observers Narendra Tomar and Saroj Pandey and the party in charge of Uttarakhand affairs Sham Jaju. Well, the elected leaders will take oath as chief minister in a ceremony which will be attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP chief Amit Shah tomorrow. Remember, the BJP scored a massive victory in the recently held assembly elections, winning 57 out of the 70 seats. Meanwhile, the drama over government formation in Goa ended on Thursday with Manohar Parrikar winning the trust vote in the assembly. Well, the Congress was left with just 16 votes against 22 in the favour of the BJP-led government. Well, for the Congress, its MLA Vishwajit Rani walked out of the assembly during the floor test, bringing down the votes against the BJP-led government to 16. Rani then quit the party and also did not rule out the option of joining the BJP. Well, the NCP's Churchill Elimao also voted in favour of the BJP government on the floor of the House. Now, the NCP has sent him a show cause notice.
Newly sworn-in Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar won the trust vote with 22 MLAs in the 40-member House against 16 votes in favour of the Congress. It was a thumping victory for Parrikar, who quit as Defence Minister to return to Goa. Addressing the media, Parrikar took a dig at Congress's Goa in charge Digvijay Singh.
As promised, we had a support of 23. We proved it on the floor of the House, debunking the Digvijay's claim that they have numbers. Right from beginning, they did not have number, and it was only hype, possibly because there was a demand which was coming that Digvijay step down as a General Secretary and as a desk in charge. This happens when you come to Goa only to enjoy, not to work.
The BJP's tally was swelled with the support of 1 MLA of the NCP and 3 MLAs each from the MGP, the Goa Forward Party and Independents. The Congress faced further embarrassment when their MLA Vishwajit Rani skipped the trust vote. Rani resigned from the party a few hours later. Before the floor test, he expressed his disillusionment but said that he will vote for the Congress.
No, I'm not. I never ditched the Congress.
Okay.
I stood with the Congress.
Okay.
As of now, I'm with the Congress.
As of now, what does that mean?
As of now, I'm with the Congress. I am going to be with the Congress, but I am disillusioned. I have expressed my views, but I am going to vote with the Congress.
The rest of the Congress MLAs said that they will stand by their party.
हमको अभी कितना दिन चलेगी, कितना दिन दौड़ेगी, तो देखेंगे हम.
But are you happy sitting in the position?
Yes, definitely. He is a senior politician. He knows how to act. Digvijay Singh. He properly he wanted to put order in systematically.
The Congress has termed the BJP's governments in Goa and Manipur a conspiracy.
ये जो साजिश करके हुकूमत बना रहे हैं और वो गद्दी पे बैठने की जो उनकी कोशिश थी उसमें वो कामयाब हो गए हैं। एक देश डेमोक्रेसी के तरफ नहीं जा रहा है, मोदी जी डिक्टेटरशिप के तरफ लेके जा रहे हैं और उसका उदाहरण यही है गोवा और मणिपुर।
On Thursday, Parrikar was sworn in as the Goa Chief Minister for the fourth time along with 9 ministers. This was after the Supreme Court refused the Congress petition for a stay on his swearing in. The apex court ordered an immediate trust vote since the BJP finished second in the assembly elections. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And news from Punjab, where Captain Amrinder Singh took over as the Chief Minister of the state on Thursday, and he would hold the charge for Home Affairs and some other departments as well. Well, Senior Minister Ram Mohindra has been allotted the Health Ministry. Navjot Singh Sidhu has been given the Local Government Department, Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Archives and Museums. Now, Manpreet Badal is the new Finance Minister of Punjab. On advice and recommendation of Chief Minister Amrinder Singh, after being sworn in, the Punjab Governor VP Singh Badnor allotted portfolios to the newly inducted ministers.
I, Amrinder Singh, do swear in the name of God that I...
After leading the Congress to an emphatic electoral victory in Punjab, Captain Amrinder Singh was sworn in as the 26th Chief Minister of the state on Thursday. 9 ministers, including Navjot Singh Sidhu, also took oath. The ceremony was attended by a host of political leaders, including the former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and Party Vice President Rahul Gandhi. Besides Sidhu, estranged nephew of former Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal, Manpreet Singh Badal was also sworn in.
पंजाब की जनता से, पंजाब में हर एक व्यक्ति को बहुत बहुत दिल से धन्यवाद। उन्होंने कांग्रेस पार्टी में भरोसा किया है और अमरिंदर सिंह जी को चीफ मिनिस्टर बनाया है। दिल से अमरिंदर सिंह जी और हम सब पंजाब के लिए काम करेंगे।
मैं समझता हूं कि अमरिंदर जी अगले 5 साल में पंजाब को उस स्थिति में ले जाएंगे जो आज तक कभी नहीं हुई, क्योंकि जो वित्तीय हालत है, जो अकालियों ने वित्तीय हालत इस प्रदेश की है, उसको सामने रखते हुए बहुत काम करने हैं और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि अमरिंदर जी इस पे खड़े उतरेंगे।
दरअसल जो माफिया खड़े हो गए हैं पंजाब में, चाहे वो रेत का है, चाहे बजरी का है, चाहे केबल का है, चाहे ट्रांसपोर्ट का है, चाहे लिकर का है, ये जो माफिया हैं, इन माफिया और इनको तो कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार काट के रख देगी।
This is Amrinder's second stint as Chief Minister of Punjab. In what he claimed was his last election, Amrinder won the Patiala seat by over 50,000 votes, even though he lost the Lambi seat to former Chief Minister and Shiromani Akali Dal Chief Prakash Singh Badal. Congress, under the leadership of Amrinder Singh, won 77 seats in the 117-member assembly in the elections held last month. While the Aam Aadmi Party came a distant second with 20 seats, the SAD-BJP alliance was relegated to the third spot with just 18 seats. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, dismissing the claims of BSP Chief Mayawati and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal about the reliability of the EVMs or the electronic voting machines, the Election Commission has assured that the EVMs are fully tamper-proof as ever. Well, in a strongly worded statement, the Commission said baseless, speculative and wild allegations are being made which deserve to be rejected. Well, the poll panel said that it did not receive specific complaints or concrete material from political parties and candidates about alleged tampering of EVMs during recently held elections in 5 states. It said that the BSP's representation on EVM tampering was without any specific allegation. Well, the EC's rebuttal came a day after Mayawati said that she will move court against the alleged tampering of EVMs. Remember, Kejriwal too had alleged that EVMs may have been tampered with in Punjab. Meanwhile, turning down Kejriwal's proposal for ballot voting in the MCD elections, which are to be held on 22nd of April, Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal has confirmed the use of EVMs. He has conveyed to the Delhi government that the rules will have to be amended for shunning the EVMs and that it was not possible to make the changes as little over a month is left for the MCD polls.
This is not the first time some parties are raising doubts about EVMs or speaking about tampering of EVMs. In the past also such doubts were raised. In future also such doubts can be raised. So we'll have to settle it through some credible way.
हम चुनाव आयोग की बात से सहमत हैं कि टेम्परिंग नहीं हो सकती, लेकिन हमारा कहना ये है कि अगर कहीं से ऐतराज आया, कोई शंका व्यक्त की, तो ये तो प्रजातंत्र का उत्सव है, उसके लिए
उसकी प्रक्रिया है उसको पर विश्वास पूरा होना चाहिए जनता को, सभी वर्ग को, तो उसको रूल आउट कराने में क्या हर्जा है।
And on to some news from Parliament. Riding on expectations of a bumper wheat crop this year, the opposition parties in the Rajya Sabha criticized the government's decision to scrap the import duty on wheat on Thursday. The opposition termed the move as anti-farmer and also demanded revoking of the order. The government, however, assured the House of appropriate action on the matter.
Members in the upper house voiced their concern over the issue of farmers' distress, raising it after his Rule 267 adjournment motion was converted into a zero-hour mention. Sharad Yadav of the JDU said farmers were compelled to resort to distress sales of wheat as zero-duty import was allowed in a year of bumper harvest. Yadav also underscored the need for immediate intervention by the government as farmers were selling their produce at prices lower than the minimum support price.
यानी हमने गेहूं की मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस है 1,625 रुपए प्रति कुंटल खरीद है, पूरे बाजार में बिक रहा है 1,550 रुपए कुंटल। ये हालत है गेहूं की। आगे आने वाले समय में बड़े पैमाने पर गेहूं आने वाला है, पूरे देश में बड़े पैमाने पर बम्पर लाभ है, बहुत गेहूं पैदा हुआ है। बुरी हालत होगी किसान की। किसी तरह से कई तरह दिक्कतों के पार करते हुए उसने अपने खेत को खाली नहीं रहने दिया।
CPM Sitaram Yechuri and SPs Ram Gopal Yadav asserted that the move to abolish import duty will destabilize farm incomes and demanded its rollback.
They are importing from outside at a higher price, giving our farmer less than the MSP.
I think this.
Now listen, sir, 1 minute.
You can discuss it in the
farmer suicide.
general.
Farmer suicide.
किसान आत्महत्या कर रहा है, ये गलत पॉलिसीज की वजह से। इसको चेंज करे गवर्नमेंट, यहाँ इसको प्रोत्साहन दे, यहाँ जो उत्पादन हो उसके लिए बाहर से मंगाने के बजाय यहाँ को उत्पादन को और किसान को प्रोत्साहन दे।
Defending the policy, Union Minister Venkaiah Naidu urged members to tender notice for a discussion on the issue.
This government has increased the MSP to the pulses.
Now the point is that the parliamentary affairs
has been required. Have formed a committee. There is a committee looking into this.
India is the world's second biggest producer of wheat. The centre lowered the import tax on wheat to 10% from 25% in September 2016 and scrapped the duty last December. Wheat imports have touched 55 lakh tons since then. Ministry of Agriculture has projected wheat output at 96.64 million tons in 2017, up from 92.29 million tons last year. Without any import duty, wheat from foreign countries becomes cheaper than indigenously produced wheat, adding to the problems of the farmers. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And the government has said that a number of steps have been taken to end the farmers' plight across the country. The centre gave no commitment on waiving the farmer loans. But Agriculture Minister Radha Mohan Singh, however, informed the Lok Sabha on Thursday that the newly elected BJP government in Uttar Pradesh will waive loans of farmers in the state and the financial burden would be borne by the centre. Now, Singh was replying to a debate on a demand for grants for agriculture, which was approved by the House later. Now, during the debate, members from several parties demanded that the government should waive off loans of all the farmers across the country to bring down the number of suicides.
प्रदेश की कोई सरकार यदि एक काम करती है कि वो भी जो 4% देना पड़ता है किसान को अपने खजाने से दे देगा और लघु और सीमांत किसानों को कर्जा भी माफ कर देगा, तो इसकी आलोचना करने से तो अच्छा है कि उस राज्य का अनुकरण करें जैसे कर्नाटक का अनुकरण अन्य राज्यों ने किया।
आज जब आप कहते हैं कि किसानों को आप कर्ज माफ करेंगे, क्या अरुणाचल प्रदेश या नॉर्थ ईस्ट पूर्वोत्तर भारत का एक पक्ष नहीं है?
There is no loan waiver or compensation announced for damages due to drought or demonetization, whereas lakhs of rupees are given compensation to the corporates.
अगर आरबीआई कहती है और हम एक प्रदेश में करते हैं, क्यों नहीं कदम उठाया जाए कि पूरे देश के अंदर कर्जा माफी हो?
When fact speaks in this fashion, how would the government dream of doubling the farmers' income?
And on to some other news now. The GST Council on Thursday paved the way for rolling out the new tax regime from July by approving the state GST and union territory GST bills. Well, Chairman of the Council and Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said the supporting GST laws will now be taken up in the Cabinet meeting, after which it will be tabled in Parliament for approval. Well, the panel in its last meeting had approved the final draft of the Central GST and Integrated GST laws. Jaitley said that the model GST law will have a clause to enable levy of up to 40% tax, 20% by the centre and states each. However, the effective tax rates will be kept at the previously approved levels of 5, 12, 18 and 28%. The panel also capped the proposed cess on aerated drinks and luxury automobiles at 15% and 29% on cigarettes. The next meeting of the Council will take place on 31st of March for framing of rules for goods and services tax regime.
The Council now has granted its formal approval to all the 5 legislations, that is the CGST, IGST, SGST, compensation and the UTGST law. So all these laws now stand approved. First instance, these laws under the Constitution Amendment approved by the Cabinet, by the GST Council, will now be taken to the Cabinet. And after the Cabinet's formal approval, they'll be introduced in the Lok Sabha. We'll try and do that expeditiously.
And in Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news.
Here also we use the isotope technique to understand the source of water. So using the isotopic value, we can actually separate out how much rain you have got from the Bay of Bengal source, how much water you have got from the Arabian Sea, and how much water during the rainfall you have got from the recycling of the inland moisture.
Watch Eureka with Professor Prashanta Sanyal, Head of Department, Earth Sciences, ISER, Kolkata, on Rajya Sabha Television.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Welcome back after the break. Now, setting ambitious targets, the government on Thursday unveiled the National Health Policy. Presented by Health Minister J.P. Nadda, the policy entails a raising of public expenditure to 2.5% of the GDP from the existing 2%, providing free medicines and healthcare, and also introducing yoga much more widely in schools and workplaces.
Coming after 15 years, the new National Health Policy is aimed at not only providing basic health care, but also to treat modern-day lifestyle diseases. Stating this, Health Minister J.P. Nadda claimed that along with treatment and cure, the policy looks at prevention of disease. Accordingly, the health policy aims at increasing life expectancy to 70 years from 67.5 years, reducing under 5 mortality to 23 by 2025, reducing infant mortality rate to 28 by 2019, bringing down neonatal mortality to 16, stillbirth rate to single digits by 2025, eliminating leprosy by 2018, Kala Azar by 2017 and lymphatic filariasis by 2017.
Prevention of diseases and promotion of good health through cross-sectoral action, access to technology, developing human resources, encouraging medical pluralism, building the knowledge base required for better health, financial protection strategies, and regulation and progressive assurance for health.
The policy proposes to raise public health expenditure to 2.5% of the GDP in a time-bound manner from under 2% at present. It also looks to empower patients by setting up tribunals to help them seek grievance redressal over treatment.
The policy has its center the person who seeks the needs of medical care. The policy advocates development of cadre of mid-level service providers, nurse practitioners, public health cadre to improve availability of appropriate health human resources.
The Union Cabinet cleared the policy on Wednesday. The draft policy received 5,000 suggestions from the public, many of which were incorporated after discussions. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And lauding the national health policy approved by Union Cabinet on Wednesday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has described the policy as a futuristic document which places the interests of the citizens foremost. Praising the new health policy, Industry Chamber CII said that it would prove to be a game changer. The policy was unveiled in Parliament by Health Minister JP Nadda on Thursday. Well, the new policy eyes to provide assured health services to all, with it free drugs, diagnostics and emergency care services in all public hospitals. It also sets the ambitious targets of raising the public expenditure on healthcare to 2.5% of the GDP from the current level of about 2%. And the government has said that India has taken up the issue of attack on fishermen with Sri Lanka, with the Lankan government assuring a probe into the issue. Well, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj informed the upper house that Sri Lanka has released all the Indian fishermen in their custody.
Making a statement in the upper house on Thursday regarding the killing of Indian fishermen by Sri Lankan Navy off the coast of Tamil Nadu, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj said the matter has been taken up with Sri Lankan authorities and they have assured to probe the incident, even though they deny the involvement of their navy.
The government of India accords the highest priority to promote the well-being, safety and security of our fishermen. We have strongly conveyed to Sri Lanka that the use of force cannot be justified under any circumstances.
Sushma Swaraj also informed the House that Sri Lankan authorities have released all fishermen in their custody.
The Indian Coast Guards have also been undertaking enhanced patrolling in the Indian waters, including to safeguard the interests of the Indian fishermen and keep them out of harm's way. The government continues to monitor the status of the Indian fishermen in Pakistan custody with a view to secure their early release and repatriation.
Responding to similar complaints from the Western Coast, the External Affairs Minister informed the House that the government has been regularly taking up the matter with Pakistani authorities too. She also said that as per Indian authorities, 311 fishermen are in Pak custody, even as they claim to have only 77. Vishal Daya's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, 2 Indian clerics, including the head priest of New Delhi's Nizamuddin Dargah, have gone missing in Pakistan, prompting India to take up the matter with the Pakistani government. Well, according to officials in New Delhi, Asif Nizami, the chief priest, and Nazim Nizami had gone to visit the famous Data Darbar shrine in Lahore and were to catch a flight from there to Karachi. Well, the matter has now been taken up with the Pakistani government, both in New Delhi as well as through the Indian mission in Islamabad. Remember, exchanges between clerics of the Nizamuddin Dargah and the Data Darbar are part of a regular tradition. On to some international news now. Well, a Senate Intelligence Committee has rejected US President Donald Trump's wiretapping claims. Well, the committee said that there were no indications that the Trump Tower was under surveillance by the US government, both before and after the election. Well, a Trump member had claimed in his Twitter post on 4th of March that the Obama administration tapped his phones during the 2016 presidential campaign. Now, House Speaker Paul Ryan on Thursday also backed the key lawmakers committee's statement, but the White House, while refusing to accept the report, said that Trump maintains his claims, adding that the investigations by the House and Senate Intelligence Committees may not have yielded all the relevant information yet. The White House is yet to provide any evidence of the president's claims and instead has asked Congress to examine the wiretap allegation as part of a wider investigation into alleged Russian interference in last year's election.
The intelligence committees, in their continuing, widening, ongoing investigation of all things Russia, got to the bottom, at least so far, with respect to our intelligence community, that no such wiretap existed.
Does the president still stand by the
first of all, he stands by it, but again, you're mischaracterizing what happened today.
No,
the Senate, I know,
exactly from their statement.
I understand that, and at the same time, they acknowledge that they have not been in contact with the Department of Justice. So the President said last night that he will be providing, that there will be additional information coming forward. There's a ton of media reports out there that indicate that something was going on during the 26th election.
And more news from the US, where President Donald Trump has pledged to appeal to the Supreme Court to fight for his revised travel ban. Well, the developments come after his revised travel ban was halted by two different federal judges, that of Hawaii and Maryland, in recent days. Well, Trump's second executive order aimed at temporarily suspending travel from six mainly Muslim countries and the entry of all refugees. However, the judges ruled that the order was issued with the purpose to disfavor a particular religion. Well, the stay was issued a day before the order was to go into effect, striking a massive blow to the US president. It is noteworthy that Trump signed the new ban on 6th of March in a bid to overcome legal problems with his January executive order, which caused chaos at the airports and also sparked mass protests before a Washington judge stopped its enforcement in February. But the US president continues to stress the ban is needed for national security and has vowed to take the case as far as it needs to go. News from the Middle East now. At least 42 people have been killed and dozens more injured in an air raid on a village mosque in northern Syria. Well, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights has said that the raids were carried out by unidentified warplanes and they targeted a mosque in Aleppo province during evening prayers. Now, most of the casualties are civilians. The village is held by rebel and Islamist groups, but no jihadist factions are present. Well, the observatory also said the rescue teams were on site trying to pull out people from the rubble, and dozens of residents were still unaccounted for. And finally, some cricket news. Australia will look to put up a mammoth score in their first innings as they resume their innings today with the overnight score of 299 for 4 on day 2 of the Ranchi Test. Well, Australia are in a formidable position after yet another superb century from Stephen Smith. Well, the Australian captain, who is unbeaten on 117 runs, has been well supported by Glenn Maxwell, who is not out on 84. Remember, this pair rescued Australia from an early setback with an unbeaten partnership of 159 runs for the 5th wicket. Meanwhile, Indian captain Virat Kohli suffered a shoulder injury while fielding and was out of action for more than one session. He, however, has been cleared to play for the match today.
Nicely played in the gap, and he'll find the fence.
Well, that's all in this edition of Breakfast News, but news and updates continue on Rajya Sabha television. Thanks for your time.